What a silly sausage. What a silly sausage! Hi! Here's today's artwork. How's it going? It's wonderful to be here. Finally. With my tea. I'm very sorry about that. I feel very silly. But we made it, and we're here, and we've got some artwork to paint. So I had some thoughts about today's piece. So we're doing Hollow Knight Art Month, for anyone who isn't familiar, which is a month of art prompts based on the video game Hollow Knight, which, if you're not familiar, is just this lovely little indie game that's super, super fun. It has taken over a lot of people's lives, I think, because it is that fun. I love it, but the thing is, this is actually the last piece that I'm going to be painting for Hollow Knight Art Month, because I've finished 17 through 31 days already, because I'm not going to be here to do them. I wanted to make sure that they were all done and scanned in and just ready to post in advance, so I've been speed running the later days in the background. So yeah, it's been a lot of work in a very, very, very short space of time, but that's okay. I've been having fun doing it. That's the important thing. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so this is the last one I'm actually painting for the art month, because everything else is done, which is wild.
Attention.
Twitch user Sammy Kelsch.
Choppers.
Hello, Mark. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome on in. Hello. I think, did I say hi, Turnip? Hi, Turnip. It's lovely to see you as well. And hello to Mark and Raven Rose and all of the Raiders who've just come in. Perfect timing, says Mark. Your timing is genuinely absolutely perfect. What were you up to today? Were you playing something fun? I would love to hear all about it. Hello?
Raven Rose cheered. X500.
Raven Rose, thank you so very much for the 500 biddies. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. That is incredibly sweet. Welcome on in. Oh, geez, now I'm flustered. Heck. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's very, very, very kind. Yeah, how are you doing? How is your Thursday? Mark, how was your stream? What'd you get up to today? I hope you had a fun time. Animal Well, says Mark. I have not heard of this very good game. Please play it. You will like, I think. I'm just gonna make a note of this in my sketchbook. If you can go in unspoiled, do so. Okay. So, mental note, do not watch Mark's VOD until I've played it. Okay. I'm writing this down. Game... Actually, why not I do this on stream? Game Rec. Now we know. It is next to Boobin. If you don't know the context of Boobin, sometimes cursed things happen in my sketchbook. But, okay, so I have to explain this now. This is... First, I'm going to get a shout out from Mark in the chat. If you like cool games and fun times and an excellent human being, please go give Mark a follow and go hang out in his streams, because he's awesome and plays really fun stuff. Such as Animal Well, apparently, which I'm very excited to check out now. I may have some downtime while I'm away in the next couple of weeks, so, you know, I will try and remember to stick a review on the Discord. Yeah, you may have seen an interesting sketch just now, and I do apologize. Basically what happened is friend of the channel Fox and I were having a conversation about this, this short form video that they sent me, that basically the premise of which was someone was describing the plot of a TV show about, you know, sort of, it's about familial relationships and, you know, like sort of fantasy landscapes, and there's, you know, there's witches and stuff and magic and stuff as well, and they're like, oh yeah, I love Game of Thrones, and they're like, oh no, not Game of Thrones, Moomins. Anyways, but that prompted them to say that so Game of Thrones is just Moomin with boobies, and as soon as they said that, I had the mental image of the character of Moomin Troll, but with bosoms. And And apparently we were both upon, and they were like, same. So they had the exact same horrifying mental image as me, and unbeknownst to each other, we both immediately started drawing it. So their drawing is in the Discord, my drawing is in my sketchbook, and I'm sorry. So that's something that happened. Hi, Vampire! I'm so sorry that you had to see that, as well as everyone else in the chat. I do apologize. To all of the wonderful people who just came in on the raid, I promise we're generally a little bit more sort of not quite so not quite so adult here. This is a grown-up stream for grown-ups, but generally things are a bit more wholesome, a bit more Moomin, a bit less Game of Thrones. Let's put it that way. Let me get another shout out for Mark. If you're not familiar with Mark, go correct that. You will feel good about it if you do. I promise. That is cursed and amazing since the turn of, oh my goodness, it's definitely cursed. But you know, to me, that's what my sketchbook is for. Is cursed things and bad drawings. Which is why I think I always feel a little bit inadequate when I see someone, you know, posting like their sketchbook pages or working on a sketchbook page on like Instagram or something, and it's just like a really good finished painting. I'm like, that's fully rendered. What's it doing in your sketchbook? Your sketchbook's for weird ideas and like practicing stuff. What's happening? Am I doing art wrong? Ah! Anyways, wait, this is for grown-ups, says Archon Crap. Should I leave then? I don't know. Let's talk about our ages in chat for safety reasons. But I take it as read that you're all grown-ups if you're here. Anyways. Turnip says, Sammy's stream is the most wholesome stream on Twitch when it's not cursed. I mean, sometimes, I've got a chaos tag on the stream. I don't have a cursed tag on the stream because it's not always cursed. It's only a sometimes cursed stream, surely. Sorry, it's only a sometimes cursed stream, chat. I shouldn't be misnaming you if your name is not Shirley. I'm sorry, that's a terrible joke, but I use the word Shirley a fair bit, and when I'm in conversation with my partner, he will indeed say, yes, but my name isn't Shirley, and then I have to say the same statement, but instead of saying, you know, like, it's not that bad, Shirley, I have to say, it's not that bad, David. Sorry, I mean Twitch user /Callier. Anyways, there are days when we want adultier adults, says Raven Rose. You're not wrong. Yep. I need an adultier adult, says Archon. That is a mood. That is a mood. Sometimes I feel like I'm not adulting properly. And then other times I am late for when I intend to be at my office because I was waylaid by having to look at a jackdaw for several minutes because it was a beautiful bird. I've seeing a lot of jackdaws in the neighborhood lately, and they are, if you're not familiar, they're a pretty common bird in this part of the world, but they are also just heckin' gorgeous, and I like to look at them, so there you go. Anyways, Turnip says that is what a sketchbook is for. That's what I thought. It's for doodling and working out ideas. Exactly. That's where my doodly scribbly doodads go. You know, when you just want to do the doodads. Get some, you know, warm up your drawing hands. Remember how objects work. Remember how your art supplies work. Remember how the heck do you draw this specific, not how do you, you know, not how does one draw this specific thing, but how do you draw it, as in how do you render this specific object or character type in your style, which, you know, for me, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I really want to draw this animal, but I'm like, okay, but how do I make sure that it looks like I've drawn this animal and it's not just a drawing of this animal, you know what I mean? Like, how does this set of shapes render into my style? And it's nice to kind of just practice that with a couple of little scribbly doodahs in the sketchbook until you feel a little bit more confident with it. Anyways. But yeah, Mark says maybe that person was a creator deity and a fully rendered painting was comparatively a sketch. I mean, it's possible, but it's very ubiquitous among sort of like artist content on Instagram, and I think to a certain extent on YouTube as well, that you'll see sort of like, oh, I just made this in my sketchbook, and it's just And I'm just like, that could, like, that just looks like, that looks like it take you as long as it took, like, Turner to paint one of his freaking big boats in the sunset. And it's in your sketchbook. I have swear words about this because it makes me feel bad about myself. It's hard not to compare yourself to other people when you have to look at things on social media. And I do like looking at things on social media for inspiration. But sometimes they make me feel a little bit bad about myself in comparison because I'm comparing my whole self to other people's best selves. Or a highly edited version of themselves that is for public consumption. I'm not as good at censoring out the scruffy bits. And I don't know if that's just because I want to be a more honest individual or just because I just can't be polished. Like, at all. And you can tell. Like, I am just a scruffy goblin. That's all I am, you know. I try my best, and my best comes out looking a little bit, a little bit unpolished, but a little disheveled. But so am I, you know. My curl pattern in my hair is imperfect. I do not. Anyone who's in the Discord will know that there was some recent discussion about the fact that I do not own a clothes iron. I don't have an ironing board. I don't have an iron. I buy things that I hope don't wrinkle. And if they're super wrinkled, they go through the dryer and get a bit of a fluffing up. And we just deal with the fact that I have, you know, fabrics that you like for their somewhat crinkly texture, like a nice soft linen kind of thing. That's my vibe. Because it just comes pre-rumpled, and that's part of the charm. This is the way, says Mark. Exactly. Jackdaws are beautiful, says Turnip. I know, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. Mark said, who is the adultiest adult? Maybe we need a reality show to decide. Oh my goodness. I would be knocked out in the first round. Probably because I fell down and knocked myself out. Anyways. I want to give a little context for this piece. So I painted this piece. This is Isma's Grove in Hollow Knight. Normally, this right here is... Oh, I don't know if this is spoilers, but basically this is an area where you find a special power-up. Mark is doing a lurk, which... Awesome, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. And thank you once again for the raid. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the game rec as well. I cannot wait to check it out. I'm very excited. I'm going to try and go in as unspoiled as I can. My moderator/spouse has just come home, so I'm going to go say hello to him, and I'm going to say happy lurk. He says no, so it's possible that he has to go out and do something. But anyways. Hi, sunshine anyways, because I love you. But Turnip's lurking as well. Thank you for the lurk, Turnip. Much appreciated. And Silly's here. Hi, Silly. Welcome in. How's it going? It's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. I was just about to explain a little bit of the, as spoiler-free as I possibly can, lore behind this piece, which I suppose in itself is a bit of a spoiler because it kind of reveals something about a couple of these characters. But it's going good, says Silly. Yay! Glad to hear it. It's wonderful to see you. Hell yeah. I just got the ROR2... Help me out. What does that stand for? Not DLC. I know what DLC stands for. I'm a professional gamer. Which one is ROR2? Help. I'm not very smart, and also I can't bet. Risk of Rain. Oh jeez, of course. Thank you. I would have gotten there eventually, but anyways, Indigo, hello, welcome in. How's it going? It's lovely to see you as well. Welcome. But yeah, this is for prompt for day 16 for Hollow Knight Art Month. I should get a let me grab a link to the prompt list in case anyone's curious. This is day 16, of course, because it's the 16th of the month, and today's prompt is Isma's Grove, which is an area of the game. Don't want to give away too much, but it's an area where you get like a special power-up that gives you a new ability that helps you access other areas of the game that were previously a bit locked off. Lurking for now because building a wardrobe, says Indigo. Ooh, sweet, have fun! I hope you have a lovely time. That's rad. I love building furniture. That's super fun, and I'm kind of jealous. I hope you have a lovely build. And thank you very much for the lurk. But yeah, so this is Isma's Grove, named after kindly Isma, who, again, I don't want to give away too much of the lore on for anyone who hasn't explored this game or maybe will someday. And if you are curious about the lore and you want to just skip ahead, it's really easy to look up on the wiki. There's hollowknight.wiki, has all of the answers for you. But anyways, this is a character that we encounter in the waterways, who is one of my favorite characters in the game, the Dung Defender, and he's just paying a visit. He's just paying a visit to Isma because they're awfully fond of each other, and so I thought, he could just sort of pop by and be like, "Hey, bestie, how's it going? Let me tell you about my day," and just have a little sort of moment / hangout together, because I am a sap. And I am nothing if not just a massive fan of anything that is to do with, like, friendship and love and people just being nice to each other. Normal stuff. Silly's doing a lurk to play some Risk of Rain. Have a lovely time, and thank you very much for the lurk. I appreciate it. Anyway, so that's the lore. Most of this painting is green. If you're familiar with Isma's Grove, you'll know it's a very green area of the game, which is kind of nice because a lot of the game areas are blue. Let me see if I can find a photo. In part, so that I can remember what colors I need in order to do this. Here's like a screen cap of some bits of Isma's Grove, so I'm gonna and my moderator / spouse just said I'm gonna guess blue and gray. I'll be back in 1 second, chat. Sorry. Am I allowed to say hello? Okay. I understand. Sorry for the pile of clothes on the bed. I started the packing process.
Oh, that's what it is. I just thought chaos in a sort.
No, I've started the packing process. So I started sorting out what bits I might want to take with me.
Also not that part of the packing process.
Not actually putting it in the suitcase, no, because I need my studio shelf, and my studio shelf is the top of the doorstop, which is my suitcase. Come on. Welcome home. I love you.
Also, the little
Bus.
Colonel Penguin, whatever his name is, he's the dog.
You mean Sir Percival?
That's the one.
Sir Percival. I can't believe you forgot Sir Percival's name. Unbelievable. We have a very loyal doorstop, who is a plush penguin doorstop made out of this wonderful tweed fabric with a little bow tie. His name is Sir Percival, and he holds open the studio door. But he is helped by my suitcase, which is also holding open the studio door, and therefore the top of my suitcase is the shelf that most of my art supplies live on. Over on the other side of the studio. And as such, I haven't really packed my suitcase for the trip that I'm going on. I'm leaving the house around, about 7 in the morning? I think? We're leaving the house around 7 in the morning, I believe. To get to the airport for 9, to fly out for 12, because they say you should get there 180 minutes early. And then you get there 180 minutes early, and they're like, "Oh, we can't actually let you through security yet, because your gate hasn't been announced. So you're going to have to go chill somewhere until your gate's been announced." And then you sit around for like an hour sort of anxiously waiting for your gate to be announced before you can go have breakfast. It's grim. And I'm not a fan. I do appreciate being able to get to the airport as early as possible. And just know that I'm going to be able to zip through security when I get there. And then not have to stress about it anymore, because I don't know about anybody else, but I am not a fan of the airport security experience. I mean, I don't think anyone is a fan of the airport security experience, but one of the things that I really dislike about the airport security experience is the fact that I'm masking off this guy, because everything else is kind of green except for this guy. So I figure if I just masking fluid around him, and then I can add some, sort of interesting washes and textures of green around before I paint him in, it's going to make it a lot easier on me. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, Airport security. One of the things that bothers me about airport security is just the lack of consistency from one place to another. Like, I know it's all fairly similar. You know, you have to, you put your, whatever you're, like, carrying, luggagey stuff you're carrying with you goes on the little conveyor belt through the x-ray. And then you walk through the little person x-ray. And that's all fine. It's all the other stuff. Some airports are always like, you have to take off your coat and your shoes. Other airports are like, leave your coat and shoes on. Do you have to take... Some places are like, leave everything in your bags, just dump your bags on there, it's fine. Other places are, take your laptops out, take your phones out, take your, you know, like, little Ziploc baggie of toiletries out. It's never consistent, so it's really hard to plan for. You, like, regardless of how much you try to pre-plan for this, you end up having to scramble because the rules are always different. I swear they do that just to mess with people. Just to feel a sense of empowerment, you know? It's very frustrating. Anyways, so I'm very, very stressed about that, but at least that's fairly early on in the day, and then it's over, and then I can just, you know, get a porridge from the cafe in the airport terminal, and, buy an overpriced bottle of water from Boots, get on plane, sit, try and get some work done while I sit, not get any work done while I'm sitting. Inevitably, they've run out of vegetarian meals even though I pre-booked. Feel very justified in bringing a bag of snacks with me. I have a whole bunch of emergency snacks just in case. Like, largely in case they just don't bring a vegetarian meal. I've got some, like, nice, like, gluten-free chocolate and almond flapjack bars, which I'm very excited about. I've got some seaweed crisps, which are always a nice snack, and I bought a box of pickup biscuits today because they were on offer and I had to go past the shop. Anyways, Cass is here. Hey, Cass, and welcome in. Cass says, the birds at my bird feeder want everyone to know that they are A, hungry, and B, wet. Oh dear, I hope that they are able to feed and dry themselves because that would make me feel some kind of way as well. Dark, hello, thank you very much for the 3-stream steak. Much appreciated. Enjoy your 3 steaks. I hope you have a lovely sauce to serve them with and maybe a side of potatoes. Dark says, I was told to come and exist because you're fleeing the country. Hi, mostly working but nonetheless existing. Hello. It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Excuse me. And thank you for the lurk and thank you for the 3 steaks. I much appreciate both. Dark doesn't exist when not here, apparently, says Casa. That is a terrifying thought. I really hope that Dark exists when not here. I assume that Dark has, you know, like, a rich and varied and interesting life. I mean, I know that Dark also live streams, so presumably they're present for their own live streams. Also, I know that Dark sometimes goes away and makes themselves lunch. So hopefully they're not just vanishing into the void. Dark says, I do shut down my servers sometimes. I mean, that's good. Sometimes you need a bit of a a shutdown, a restart situation just to keep things running as they should. You know, a little bit of a rest. I don't know why. It just seems to help things run properly. You know, if you have a phone, you should actually switch it off sometimes. Like just occasionally just actually turn off your phone. Not from like, oh, you need to disconnect from technology, but like, no, it actually helps it run better to turn off and restart your phone from time to time. Anyways, Kobe's here. Hi. Well, I have a terrible drawing time request from Moriax42, who says, hi, Sammy. Have I asked you to draw my guy Sanchi from Delicious in Dungeon? No. He's a dwarf who loves cooking monsters and feeding people, and he's honestly gold. I love him already, and I don't know how to draw this, but I'm very happy to try. For anyone who doesn't know, Terrible Drawing Time is a thing that happens on this stream where for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the Terrible Drawing Canvas, which I will get now. Heck. Dark says, it is true that I only exist when connected to the internet. This is giving me all kinds of weird philosophical questions that I do not know how to address. Cassis says, lunch is in the void. Oh gosh. Lunch is in my tummy right now. I had some lactose-free cheese and some pointy red peppers. They were delicious. I'm realizing I should have saved some of the pointy red pepper to put on a salad we're having for dinner tonight. Beans, that would have been delicious. Dark says, which is a problem because my phone tells me how bad my sugar levels are at any given time. That's rude. That's very rude, phone. Unless that's something you set it up to do. Anyways. Right. So, this is the current terrible drawing canvas. As you can see, we've got, Anana has made us a cursed pizza. Obviously, there's no pineapple on it because that would be cannibalism, because Anana is a pineapple, who is a friend of the stream who holds my paintbrushes, and I love him very much, actually. I'm just gonna give him a little kiss on the forehead. Mwah! Okay, give him a little kiss. Because he's a very, very good boy. Anyways. We've got Terry has absorbed too much magical knowledge at once and has become too powerful and is going to have a real hangover the next day. There's an apologetic moth here. There's Hollow Knight, the little guy from Hollow Knight participating in Hollow Knight Art Month. They've done a painting of themselves and Hornet doing a high five. Because of course they have. This is Fitzgoblin Darcy. This is the Long Bandicoot trying to reach the bottom shelf at the shops. This is just a little grub off on an adventure of their own, as you do. And this is a seabird who is also a rapper, as you do. This is a couple of evolutions. I don't remember what they're. This is the trans one, and this is the Espeon, I think. I'm not a Pokemon expert. I'm sorry. Okay, so I have to draw Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon. He's a dwarf who loves to cook monsters and feed people, and he's honestly goals. Okay. I'm gonna set my timer for 5 minutes. I am not familiar with Delicious in Dungeon, but this character sounds incredible, and I love them already. So I will attempt to do him justice. Okay, we've got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's go! We've got a dwarf, what cooks things. I'm gonna put him right up here. So first of all, I need a nice, good, big dwarven nose, like so. Gonna give him some eyes. Actually, you know what? Hold up. I think I'm gonna go in a different direction with this. He sounds like a really cool little buddy. He loves cooking monsters and feeding people, which just gives me the vibe of somebody who's got quite a jolly expression. So I'm gonna give him sort of like happy smiling eyes, like so when you're like, ee! You know, when you're so happy your eyes go like that kind of thing, right? And he is dwarf, so I'm gonna give him just real nice big beard. There we go. Okay, he got big beard. I don't know, can you see? Oh, he's voiced by Sung Won Cho. Nice! I know that guy from other stuffs. That's awesome. What do dwarves' ears look like? Are they pointy or are they... I feel like they're kind of round, but they're kind of big. So I'm gonna give him just a nice big ear. And how do I signify that this guy is a cook? That's a really good question. I'm gonna do that by just, you know what? He's got a hat on, and his hat is obviously... Listen, have you seen those adverts for the Always Pan? They say it can do anything, so it's also a hat. There you go. You'd like Delicious... What's it on? What, like... I mean, you know, this is... I don't know how relevant this is, but what like, service is it on? I don't know what this character's hair looks like. Maybe it's kind of long. It's got like a tendril, but maybe most of it is kind of put up because he's a chef. So I'm gonna have it just kind of tucked up in a bun under the Always Pan, as you do. And then we need like maximum dwarf proportions here. So, okay, He's gonna be wearing a little apron, as you do. He's gonna be holding. Oh, look at that! He made a big bowl of like some kind of, I don't know, some kind of monster curry. Shrug. And then here's his little apron with his little chef apron pockets on it, and then his little legs here and here. There we go. And some little laces for his fine leather boots. He kind of looks like that, actually. I'm gonna have to look it up when we're done, because I'm honestly very curious. What else can I give this guy? Because I've got a minute left. We've got, I think, some pretty good proportions here. We've got a nice, delicious bowl of food that is slightly getting into his beard. I do apologize for that. I'm gonna have him just holding, like, you know, sometimes, like, as an artist, like, I'll do this where I'll just sort of, like, stick a pencil behind my ear. I try not to do it so much because I'm afraid if I constantly have a pencil behind my ear, it's actually gonna, like, eventually cause my ear to misshape. Like, it's gonna make one ear stick out more than the other because I've always got something in fact, is that already kind of the case? It feels like my left ear sticks out a little bit more than my right, and I did used to always have, like, a pencil or a pen behind my ear. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, you can't really see both of my ears at once usually because my hair is quite long, but, oh no! Then just have the pen there always. So silly. But sometimes I have to take the pen down to use it. That's the difference. Anyways, but because I think, oh damn, okay, I spent too much time waffling and I didn't get to stick a spoon behind his ear, but never mind. This is my take on the little information that I've been given here of Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon. He's very happy. He cooked you a monster curry, and his hat is an always pan. I need to look up what this little guy actually looks like. I feel like I'm gonna love him. He's voiced by a voice actor who I think is very good. Oh no, I love him! Oh, he's so cute. Okay, this man is very cute. This man is very, very cute. Let me get this photo up. Okay, you're gonna have to briefly look at my Instagram. I do apologize. It's just the way my stream is set up, to let me show you websites. So this is my Instagram. Ta-da! This was yesterday's art prompt, by the way. It was the word was cloak. So I was like, what if mothwing cloak, but it's made out of a moth's wings, and so I drew that. It doesn't seem to be, I don't know, people don't seem to like it very much, but I liked it, so tough biscuits. It's my art, I'll do whatever the hell I want. Anyways, this is the actual Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon. Oh my goodness, he's so cute! I love him so much. That is adorable. Get a dedicated ear pen, says Silly. He's so perfect, says Silly. The manga is known for its silly panels and faces. What an absolute... This is a friend-shaped man. This is just a friend-shaped man. I want to be friends with this man. This is very cute. I realize I didn't quite nail the full vibe, but again, I haven't seen Delicious in Dungeon yet, so I tried my best based on the information, and this was the take that came out. So, Kobe, I hope you're happy. And thank you. That was very fun. Thank you. That was terrible drawing time. Now, Isma's Grove. You totally nailed the vibe, says Silly. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I will need to investigate this further because heck, that's adorable. It's perfect, says Roll. Oh, thank you. I think you nailed it. I tried. Oh. As opposed to, if anyone... I don't know if y'all are in the Discord, but if you're in the Discord, I posted a link to my Tumblr blog, which I don't use super often these days. I mostly just post art there. Occasionally I reblog stuff, but it's mostly stuff to do with me being a fan of like a TV show. So I don't know. Don't look too deep into my Tumblr. It's embarrassing. It's where I go to be an absolute gremlin. Anyways, but it was the best place to speak in large amounts of words because a new portrait has been unveiled of the monarch of this country, an official portrait. I think possibly his first official portrait as the ruling monarch, and it has kind of amused slash baffled slash weirded out people since, because it is profoundly weird and kind of unsettling. And so I had a crack at actually breaking down, knowing like with my limited knowledge of, you know, sort of like art doing and art looking at and art critique and art theory and that kind of thing, looking at here's what you could have done to make it not be so unsettling. So I feel like given the skill and, you know, sort of experience of the artist, it has to be deliberate that it was as unsettling as it was. Anyways, the whole thing is just anyways, but if you want to see a full breakdown of my thoughts on that, it's over in the Discord. I will not belabor it here. I don't necessarily want to do the job for free of helping the monarchy be better at their jobs, because I don't get paid enough for that, and I don't think we need a monarchy. Sorry. Ugh, controversy. Please don't deport me. Anyways. He would 100% wear a pan as a hat if necessary, says Kobe. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad. Yay. Indigo says, I love Marcille's face when she's trying to blow up Laios with her mind. Wow. I don't know any of these characters, but that sounds super fun and cool, and I cannot wait to find out. Anyways, masking fluid. I don't know. Do people like the masking fluid shaking ASMR? Do you want me to do that as far away from the mic as possible? This is me shaking some masking fluid. Like, is that a pleasant noise? I don't know. Anyways. Best part of Delicious is that basically everyone is ND, says Kobe. Yay! My favorites. I have found that a lot of the media that I've kind of taken a shine to recently, it's just like, I'm like, wait, this character is really relatable to me. Oh, that's because this character blatantly has ADHD. Okay, I get it now. Anyways, I love fluid sounds as Indigo. Yay! Glad I could provide. Anyways, I'll try not to die silly, but I make no promises. Because I don't think that is something I can promise. But I mean, I can promise to try. Anyways. Ugh, I'm sorry for having to put this nasty goop on your face, Ogrim. I swear, it'll be for as brief a time as possible, I promise. Okay, I like his funky little antlers. I like this guy's antlers. I think they're really cute. This is one of my favorite characters, actually, that you encounter in the game. I was gonna say NPC, but no, technically he's a boss. You do fight him, but in like a friend way. Like, he's not there. It's one of the things I think is kind of nice about the game is that there are like adversarial bosses, and then there are bosses that are just like friends. They're just like, hey, you're a fun person to fight. Let's be buds. It's so nice. It's just so nice. And you know, also the fact that he's like a dung beetle, so he like rolls up balls of dung and sort of bounces them at you in the fight. He's just so jolly. I just love him so much. I love him so much. Maybe he's come to visit his friend here to tell her all about the fact that, oh, for the first time in absolutely ages, he had like a really cool, super fun sparring session with someone who actually managed to best him in a fight, and how like refreshing and fun that is, having someone who's actually a challenge to do battle with, you know? Because he's very, very much, I think, the kind of guy who relishes getting to take on a challenge in like combat and stuff. Like, he very much finds that fun, so like, love that for him. Also, I love the Dung Defenders fight. It's very, very fun. Anyways. Indigo says, Doma, Doma! Yup! So many Domas. Oh, I love him so much. Doma, Doma, Doma. And also, honestly, part of the reason that I came up with this little moment was that I was trying to think of, I didn't want to draw the little guy again, because I've drawn so many of these arts with the little guy in them, and I'm kind of like, I want to draw other character types and shapes and expressions, and characters I don't get to draw as often, and I was like, what's a character that you encounter in or near Isma's Grove? And the most obvious one I could think of was this guy. He doesn't, in-game, he doesn't appear in this area, he's referenced in this area, and you do fight him in an area that's nearby this. So it feels like a logical conclusion to put him in this setting. I'm taking a sip of my tea. This is Bedknobs and Broomsticks, which is one of my favorites from the Bird and Blend tea. Also, I don't know what's been going on with me lately, but I have gotten so many like just cuts on like my fingers and my hands because the weather has turned and my skin is so dry. I'm like putting on moisturizer every 5 minutes. And when I try and use those like really thick, heavy moisturizers that are supposed to be for like super dry skin, it just feels like my skin is dry, but with a layer of grease on top of it. And that doesn't feel good either. So I'm struggling. But apparently when my skin's real dry, it's very susceptible to anything sharp just slicing through it with absolute ease. So love that for me. So I'm in moderate amounts of discomfort, which is very fun. Anyways, where is my masking tape? Good old masking tape. That'll do. Anyways, I would love to do like a preview of all of the upcoming paintings that I've already finished for Hollow Knight Art Month, but I also don't want to. You've seen some of them briefly on stream. I think I've just flashed them on stream for a brief moment, some of them. But I don't want to mega spoiler them for you, so I don't know. You'll just have to wait and see. There are some that I think I like more than others, but that's another one of the things about doing a 31-day, one piece of art a day, month-long art challenge is that inevitably you end up with some pieces that you're really proud of that you think are really, really good, and then other pieces that are like just okay. And as to whether or not the public agrees when you post them to like socials and stuff is a real oh damn, I put the wrong. So I took a long length of tape and I split it in two and made one of them shorter and one of them longer, and guess which one I put the shorter ones on the lengthways side. And I've got the for crying out loud. You know what? It's fine. It doesn't matter. This is not science. This is an imprecise art, so it is okay. That isn't perfect. That's fine. And this will keep the corners in place. Oh, not very well. This will keep the corners in place, I hope. There we go. This is an area of the game that has quite a lot of like background textures and details, and I don't know how detailedly I want to render them today. I don't know. I do have a reference. I did pull up like a screenshot reference of the game area, so I can show you kind of what it is we're working towards, which this isn't the exact area that I've drawn here, but this is just one of the first results that came up when I looked up Isma's Grove. And it does give a pretty good idea of like the color scheme and also the kind of shapes of things. So you see there's all of these giant leaves in the background, and I'm wondering how abstract I can make those so I don't actually have to like draw in all of the veins and stuff of like a whole cluster of leaves and do all the shading and stuff. Oh jeez. I don't know if you heard the ice cream fan just now, but it was quite loud for me. I wasn't expecting to hear it. The ice cream van is a real jump scare for me. I'm not a fan. I used to actually be quite traumatized by ice cream vans, because there was in a neighborhood that I used to live in, there was an ice cream van that I would hear out my window, but I never saw it. And so when I finally did see it for the first time parked outside my flat, it was like, oh my god, it exists. What? And then moments after that, some little shit on a bike stole my phone. So so I've had a mental association for like probably about 10 years, I guess, with ice cream vans equals like I experienced a crime. Um, and I'm giggling because it makes me nervous. But to be honest, that's kind of waned in the last couple of years. Like, it's getting better that I'm not as jumpy about that as I used to be. Like, there was a while where I would just hear an ice cream van and just cry. But now it's just kind of like, oh, geez. Now it's just annoying. So, anyways, that's enough for Sammy's therapy hours. Hey, Many Distractions, welcome on in. How's it going? It's lovely to see you. Oh, I'm so excited I get to paint this dude, because I love this dude so much. I love the little bits of backstory we get about him and his pals. And I just thought that it would
Twitch
be...
user Sammy Kelsch.
Choppers.
I just thought it'd be nice to say thank you so much for the raid, Maggie. Welcome on in, friends. Hello. Maggie, how the heck was your stream? What'd you get up to today? It is wonderful to see you. Welcome. Hello. What were you doing? Let me get a shout out to you. First of all, I think that's the right number of M's. I think it's 6 M's. There we go. If you're not following Maggie, go follow Maggie, because Maggie's lovely and does some really fun streams and is a very, very cool person. Go do. Mira, hello, welcome in. Game Shack, hello, lovely to see you. And of course, hello, Maggie. Welcome in, everyone. It is wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. And Maggie did today's Hollow Knight Art Month prompt. Hell yes! That's awesome. How'd you get on? I would love to see it. If you would like to share it, you can whisper me a link and I would love to share it with the chat. If there's anything else you would like to share instead, you can also send that to me and I would love to do that as well. If you do not want to share anything and you just gotta run off or you're feeling shy, that's all good too. But if you would like to share, I would love to. For anyone who's just joined in on the raid, hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while on a Sunday as well, if I'm feeling spicy. We're working on some Hollow Knight art prompts this month, with the wonderful Hollow Knight Art Month prompt list, and I'm doing today's prompt as well. Let me get a Discord link, says Maggie. Yes, please. Thank you. Lino says, Oi, Savalois, I hope you have a lovely time in Canada. Oh, thank you so much, Lino. It's lovely to see you, and welcome on in. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a lovely day. For anyone who doesn't know, Lino has quite rightly pointed out the little bit of housekeeping news that I probably should have mentioned up top and not an hour into stream, but never mind. This is my last stream for quite a few weeks, because I will be traveling to Canada for a few weeks, literally tomorrow morning. And I don't know what my schedule is going to be, and I don't know how good the internet connectivity is going to be. Probably erratic and bad, respectively. So I've made the decision to just not attempt to stream while I'm there, because I think it's just going to be too chaotic. And too much hassle with probably not very good return. So instead, I will be taking a brief hiatus, and I will be back upon my return at the top of June. I think it'll probably be the first Monday in June. I'll be back. But in the meantime, we are working on this today. Yay! So this is Maggie is lovely and very hard to write shout out commands for. Oh, but Maggie's worth the effort. Absolutely. Let me get another shout out for you, Maggie. I think, yay! Did it again. Fantastic. Anyways, again, if you're not following Maggie, go do that, because Maggie's lovely, and I like hanging out at Maggie's streams. So there you go. Anyways, I think I have. Oh, I've got some linkage from Maggie. Oh my god, I love it! Oh, I love it so much. I see we've gone for a very similar thematic choice here, which is to be expected, I think, in the grand scheme of a prompt thingy, but I love your take on it. I love the colors you've used here as well. It's so vibrant and it's so pretty, and oh my goodness. This is so nice. This is so nice. I'm sorry my words are bad, but sometimes I just want to, I don't know. I'm bad at gushing about art, but I really like this. I love the colors that you've used and the tones and just the, like, the perspective of it just makes the little guy feel so lil. And it's doing something to my heart in a really good way. I love this. I think this is one of my favorite ones that you've done for this month so far. This is really, really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And once again, if you're not following Maggie, go do that. Maggie's been doing some amazing stuff for Hollow Knight Art Month, and I'm really loving seeing all the things that you come up with. So, hell yeah. Art Rex, hi! Welcome in. Hello, hello. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you, and welcome on in. I should probably introduce my art proper as well, I guess, if I have to. Ooh, which I don't, but I don't know, it's my stream, and you should probably know what my art looks like when it's actually fully painted. So here's a piece I did a couple days ago, which looks like this. The prompt word for this day was respect, and one of the most, I think, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but one of the most, like, relevant, I think, moments in the game for the word respect is fighting the Mantis Lords and winning their respect as a challenger. And so they are now having a post-sparring match, little sort of just, like, chit-chat and you know, sort of having a nice beverage, but they've made an honorary Mantis Lord chair for the little guy. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you can be our honorary sibling, why not, because you're great. And drinking some delicious, delicious blue raspberry fight milk lattes, as you do. This is the day before that, which was Celebra, which we painted on stream. Celebra hanging out with Relic Seeker Lemon, comparing their little collection of trinkets, as you do. Anyways, so that's me. I love the fight milk picnic, says Maggie. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I had a lot of fun painting that, actually. Anyways, my airways are doing the thing again, so here's hoping they settle down. I'm questioning lately something that is a little concerning to me. So I've got various, like, I'm in one of those situations where in general my health is kind of, like, fine, but is kind of has a bunch of, like, little issues, none of which are really a big deal on their own, but then they all kind of add up and you're like, oh, well, I feel like garbage all the time, but then is it just normal adulthood to feel like garbage all the time? And apparently it's not. So I'm beginning to think that in addition to the lactose intolerance that recently manifested itself, I may want to look at cutting out gluten. And as a baker, this hurts real bad. As a baker who lives in a country that runs on bread products, this hurts extra bad. Like, and I'm also about to go traveling, and trying to travel with food restrictions is, you know, kind of a nightmare at the best of times. So, I've been ignoring it for years and just been fine enough. So I'm going to keep ignoring it for the next couple of weeks and then come home and maybe see what happens if I just don't eat bread for like a month or so. And see whether I have the same amount of general blah symptoms or I feel a little bit more normal. I don't know. It might be something else. It might be something else. But it's one of those things where I've been to, you know, like years ago, I went to the doctor a lot of the time. They'd run my blood test and be like, well, your iron's a little bit low, but that's just normal for, like, you know, your assigned gender and age. So just take an iron supplement. So just take an iron supplement, and that's helped certain things. I learned a couple years ago. It was the middle of summer, and it was super hot out, and I suddenly found myself just craving wanting to, like, crunch on, like, ice cubes and, like, chunks of ice. And I thought that's just because the weather was warm and like crunching on ice cubes cooled me down. Turns out, if you crave like crunching on ice cubes, that's a symptom of iron deficiency, and your iron is probably low, and you should consider taking a gentle iron supplement. So now I take an iron supplement every day. Which stands to reason because I'm veggie, so it doesn't surprise me that my iron that I'm not quite getting enough iron from, sort of my general foodstuffs, but oh, yay. Got something to tell my girlfriend now, says Indigo. Oh geez. Is she an ice chewer? I mean, that's personal, but yeah, I found myself just really wanting to like crunch on ice cubes, and I genuinely just thought that it was because it was really, really hot out. And then I think my partner watched like a video of someone that we see on YouTube and Instagram and stuff talking about how they were craving ice cubes, and then talked to the doctor or like mentioned it to the doctor or something, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's because your iron's low." And then they started taking an iron supplement and don't have that craving anymore. Just really weird when you think about it. It's like, what's up with that connection? I haven't the foggiest. But here we are. Anyways. Right. I'm going to try and formulate like a background color for this. I feel like this is going to be a hard area to paint with the paints that I've got. So as always, I'm going to lay down some some of my pastel shades paint pan set for starters, because I find that it's a really good way to just render that sort of background glow which we want from this. And I think hopefully, I hope, will look very, very cool. That's my aim anyways. So we'll see. But I have to decide how green do I want it? What shade of green does it want to be? I don't know. Anyways, in the meantime, how is everyone? How have you been? How's your week been going? What you been up to? Have you been doing anything fun? Sorry to interrogate you with all of these questions. But yeah, it's nice to be present, even if my brain is broken. But yeah, I'm gonna take another sip of my tea before I do this, because I don't want to make a dog's breakfast of it. Yay! Ah, delicious. This tea is so good. I don't know how to describe this tea to you. It's like, it's an herbal tea, but it's like fruity as well. So, I don't know, it's got that kind of a vibe. It's got like chamomile, but also it's got, I think like strawberry and maybe lavender as well, question mark, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. Tell us hello, welcome in, how's it going? Lovely to see you, welcome in. Samantha says, that's a lot of questions, Sammy. Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you are. I am very much the opposite of a cop, Samantha. I'm just a little guy trying their best, being gay and doing crimes, okay? Also, hi, how are you doing? You don't have to answer that question. You don't have to answer any of my questions. I'm just happy that you're here. I'm asking out of general, like, interest in you all as people. Because I like hearing about your days. But you don't have to disclose anything you don't want to. And please don't if you don't want to. You don't have to say anything. You can just lurk if you want to. That's also fine. It's all good. Listen, I am trying very hard to be a human person who knows how to do socials, and I'm not always super good at it. But I understand that a lot of people think that small talk is a good way to make conversation with others. So, I'm trying. Anyways, Cassie says this week is simultaneously going too fast and dragging by the hour. That is such a mood. How is that a thing? But I totally understand that feeling, like, perfectly. I really do. I'm sorry, but today I made banana bread, says Casa. Oh, I love that for you. Banana bread is so good. That's amazing. Congratulations on your banana bread. Very exciting. Silly says, me and my friend made burgers from scratch today, and they turned out surprisingly well. Ooh, very nice. Sounds delightful. Hey, Splash, welcome in. How's it going? Lovely to see you. Welcome in. I'm not a cop. I'm Snufkin, says Silly. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, we did play Snufkin video game on stream. That was a fun time. Being a human person is a lot sometimes, says Samantha. It's a lot most of the time, if I'm being honest. It's very a lot. I love it a lot of the time, but it's still very a lot. Maggie says it's been a weird week, and I agree with Casa. Casa says Sammy isn't the police. She's just our collective ADHD mother. Oh no, I don't know if I can take on the responsibility of parenting this many lovely people. But also, I am so proud of each and every one of you, and you should all feel very proud of yourselves. So is that a mom thing to say? I feel like that's a mom thing to say. So, yay, I'm proud of myself too. Hooray. Many Distraction says, other than a shopping delivery, mostly uneventful on my end. Oh, that sounds nice, though. Yay, shopping. Yay, deliveries. Good stuff. Splash says, I gotta leave for an appointment. But the Hollow Knight art looks wonderful. Hope you have a great art. Thank you. And everyone has a good time zone. Thank you very much, you too, Splash. And thank you very much for hanging out. I hope your appointment goes well. It's lovely to see you. And have a good one. Alba, hi, welcome in. You've just had another terrible drawing time, so I guess I'll have to untape this painstakingly. Actually, do you think I can just terrible drawing canvas on top of this and it'll be okay? I think as long as I don't press too hard on this masking fluid and, like, release it, I think it should be fine. For anyone who isn't familiar with what the deal is with terrible drawing time, let me explain what's the deal with terrible drawing time. It is a thing we do here on stream whereby for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing, from memory or sight unseen, on the terrible drawing canvas, which is this. Earlier we drew this guy who is Senshi, I believe his name is, from Delicious in Dungeon. Looks nothing like this, but I hope I nailed the vibe. I am now drawing Sammy being proud of all of us. Aw, jeez. Aw, jeez. That's real cute, and I'm gonna try my best. Any Distraction says, well, we did have to get a bottle of lemonade refunded due to a leak again, so there's... No! Not the lemonade! What are they doing? What are they doing with your lemonade? That's crummy. I'm so sorry. Okay, I have to draw myself, which is no pressure at all. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, where am I gonna put me? I'm gonna put me right here. Being proud of all of you, so I'll try my best. I really am arriving precisely when I meant to, says Theo. Terrible drawing time. Hey Theo, welcome in. Welcome. Alva says, why is Sammy proud of us? Someone referred to me as chat's everyone's ADHD mom. So I tried to say something that was like a very mumly encouraging thing. And so I informed you quite right too that I'm proud of you all. And you should all be proud of yourselves. So there we go. So let me see if I can remember what I look like. That's not quite my nose, but close enough. Okay, my face is pretty chubby. Sometimes I'm kinda bubbly. There's one of the weird little shorter tendrils at the front of my hair that just doesn't seem to want to grow longer, even though I'm trying. I'm not cutting my hair, I am trying to grow it long. I was AFK, so I'm a bit late. I heard a hello sledge, so I need to hello sunshine. Babe, wherever you are in the house, I don't know, but Lino says hello sunshine. He says hello Lino. I don't know if you heard that on stream, but he did. Okay, so let me attempt to draw my hair, which looks kind of like this. Me, obviously, my chin. I feel like, I don't know, is my neck longer than that or shorter than that? I don't know anymore, anyways. And I'm just gonna have my hands kind of... I'm gonna be wearing 3/4 sort of rolled up sleeves because, honestly, I'm just a big fan of that vibe. My arms are chubbier than this, but never mind. I'm just gonna draw clasped hands. Because I'm just so stinking proud of y'all! Y'all are doing amazing. There we go. Yay, it me. I've got my phones in my pockets, and each pocket has its own separate packet of tissues because I am allergic to being alive. Gonna give myself a little, because I do wear my 18th century style shirts a little bit low cut. I do have a bit of a booba, which you can't really tell. But you know what? Damn it, I do. I didn't give myself glasses because I'm not always wearing glasses, but sometimes I am. I've just gone ahead and written in, I am so proud of you, because you know what? I am. You know? Like, every single one of you is here and doing stuff and being amazing, and just existing as an adult in this world is an insane amount of struggle. And you're doing it. And that is honestly something to be proud of, frankly, and so you should be. And I am proud of you for doing it. You know? Like, even if there's stuff that you feel like you could be doing better, like, whatever your best is good enough, okay? You know, like, if there are things that you just can't do by yourself and need help, like, that's also still good enough. We are social creatures. We exist as a community. We should exist as a community, and you don't need to be able to do everything independently. And that's okay too. You should still be proud of yourself. There's so many amazing things that you can do. Even if you did one thing today and that thing was like, I don't know, have a snack. Be proud of yourself for getting that snack and looking after yourself, okay? Like, you're doing amazing. The world sucks. Life sucks. And you are continuing to exist in it. And that is not always easy. And in fact, it's usually not easy at all. So the fact that you're continuing to do it is something to be proud of. So, there. Anyways. And so here's me. And I'm feeling a little emotional about it. So thanks for that. Anyways, I hope you're happy. That was terrible drawing time. Right. Dung Defender. Sorry. Anyways. But yes, I hope you're happy. I'm gonna take another sip of my tea. It continues to taste like a delicious tea. Okay. So, first of all, if you're sitting in the first 10 rows, you will get wet. And this canvas is in row 1, so here we are. Just laying a nice thin coat of water on top of it. If you've watched any of my Hollow Knight Art Month streams, you will be very, very familiar with this technique, because I'm basically applying the same technique to every painting, because I just find that it works for these environments so well, and it makes getting a fairly simple and effective space that allows me to kind of economize on details and not kind of get over invested in applying too many details and making it too granular and therefore not looking good, because sometimes you add too many details and it ends up actually kind of detracting from the overall aesthetic, and then it doesn't look good. So I don't want to do that. So, as usual, terrible drawing time continues to be misnamed, says Samantha. Oh, thank you. No, you. Heck. Heck. Beans. Ah. You know I don't know what to do with compliments. But thank you anyways. Right. I really should have dipped into the yellow paint first because I'm making green. Instead of just taking the, like, green color that we have, I am just entirely formulating a green from scratch using the turquoise blue and lemon yellow. Because I think it'll look better, honestly. I really do. How's that for... And you know what? That's a pretty good green shade. I think that's a good green shade. I'm not gonna get complimented on, says many distractions. Ah! Samantha says, I feel like those of you sitting in the first end rows will get wet comes off as way more of a threat when we're talking about the Dung Defender! Or Isma, for that matter. Either poop or acid. Neither of those are good. What you do with compliments is accept them and put them in your pocket for when you need them, says Samantha. Oh, jeez. I do actually, in my day job, I do have a folder marked completed, but 90% of the emails in the completed folder are just emails from, like, researchers and stuff thanking me for, you know, doing my day job. So that is just in case I ever get so depressed I need to just look at it and be like, you know what, people actually do appreciate what I do, and what I do is important. Because it's really hard to not feel that way. Like, very, very easy to not feel that way. So, you know. Yeah! The doorbell just rang. Should I go get that? One moment, please, everybody. Ah. Okay. Hello, chat, I'm back. There's a parcel for the neighbor. So I just left it in their mailbox. Anyways, Tal says a whole delivery of compliments. No, I don't know what I'd do with that. That's too many. It wasn't me this time, honest, as many. Honestly, I don't think I've ever... Have we ever had, like, a proper just, like... What do you call it? When someone rings the doorbell and then runs away.
Only if they work for a delivery company.
Yeah, usually they leave something at the door, but you know, like when you get like kids coming to the door and they do the like ring the doorbell and then leave. Except someone erroneously ringing for the neighbors. What's that called? Knock knock ginger is what we used to call it. Oh, I don't know that one. I think ding dong ditch, that was it. I don't know knock knock ginger. I like that though. Either ding dong ditch or ring and run. But yeah, it's been, I don't know if I feel like kids probably don't do that so much these days. I feel like that must be something that doesn't really get as done these days. I don't know. It feels like the kind of thing you'd be told is like way too unsafe to do, so they just don't do it. But I feel like in general, when I was growing up in like the 80s and 90s, it was just more of a thing to like unsupervised play outside, to just kind of go wandering around the neighborhood on your own. You don't get that so much these days. Just, you know, being like 8 years old and walking down busy streets to the video rental store to rent a video, only to find out that, oh wait, this movie that I'm trying to rent at age 14 is actually an 18+ movie. And it's too rude for a kid my age, but obviously because it's too rude, I want to watch it even more because I'm edgy like that. So I have to get an older friend or sibling to rent it for me. Anyways. But yeah, those were the days of the ding dong ditch for me. So I wonder if that's just not so much of a thing these days. Anyways. Nikki Knocky Nine Doors says, Tals, I've heard that one as well, yes. And, Indigo says, we just call it a Klingelstreich. Oh, Perfect. I like it. It works. It's effective. Kids don't really get to play outside much these days, says Samantha. We've taken away all of their spaces to just be children. There's a lot less in the way. I mean, in general, I feel like there's been a reasonable amount of talk, I think, here and there about this. The loss of third spaces in, there aren't as many third spaces anymore outside of if you don't I can't remember the name of the guy who coined this because it's such a useful term, but the third space is basically, or is it third spaces or third places? I can't remember. Anyways, it is basically somewhere that it's not your home and it's not your place of work. It is a third place that you can, it is a public place where you can go to convene with others and hang out and whatever. And there's just less of it than there used to be. There certainly isn't a lot that's that kind of space for young folks, like kids and people who generally aren't going to go drinking in pubs kind of thing. It's not necessarily, it's spaces that aren't necessarily a place of business either, but just places where you can kind of just exist when not travel, that aren't sort of the liminal spaces of in transit from workspace to commerce to home. There just isn't as much of that these days, I think. And when you see things like budget cuts to library systems and that kind of thing in city councils around the various places in the country, pretty good pronunciation, actually, says Indigo. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Many distractions. As closest to it that I get is delivery people leaving before I can get to the door. We get that a lot. There is a reasonable amount of distance between sort of my living room and the front door. So getting down there before someone's already back in their car, it's a real crapshoot. In general, I tend to prefer when things are being delivered by Royal Mail because they usually actually hang around to hand the thing to me instead of especially if it's a big old box. Sometimes I'm getting a big old box of something delivered and they will just, the front door opens outwards. They will just place the box in front of the front door. And it's literally blocked me from opening the door. Because it's a big heavy box. And I can't push the box. I can't push open the door. Because there's a big old box blocking it. Ah! And also then the annoyance of actually having to physically leave the house. Go outside of the house to pick up the box and bring it back in. Because sometimes if the doorbell rings and I'm just running down as quickly as I can, I don't necessarily have my keys. So I don't want to have to go outside of the door. Because if something slips and the door closes and I don't have my keys, I've now got this big old box and I'm locked out of my house and I have to wait until my partner gets home to let me in. Which is not ideal. What the heck? Anyways, catching up with chat. We call it Knock a Door Run, says Lino. Oh, another good... this is so interesting. I didn't realize that there would be this many regional variants of it, which I kind of love. Because it is one of those things that I think exists in a lot of places. Obviously. And the number of different, clearly entirely unconnected phrases that all mean the same thing is really, really interesting. Linguistics are fun. Linguistics are so fun. Eric says, my city has been trying hard to create spaces for playing. Stuff like there's 2 vacant houses next to each other. Knock them down, drop in a bench and swing, and now it's a field for some tag or soccer. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. There are parks in my neighborhood, quite close to my house. There's a little, play park that's got, a little sort of jungle gym type situation with a slide and a bit you can climb and some swings. And you occasionally will see a parent will take their kids to go play in the park for a bit. But that's less kids being allowed to sort of wander around on their own and be feral as 5-year-olds being supervised by their, parental unit. While while they doot around on a swing. It's not quite the same vibe as sort of the way we were allowed to kind of just be a bit wild sometimes when I was young. I don't want to be like, back in my day, everything was better, because no, back in my day, lots of things were worse probably, but things are just different to the way that they were 30 some odd years ago. That's just time and culture. You know, these things are not static. And that's okay. But there are certain things that we can sometimes learn from and maybe try to fix the mistakes that existed in the past and also not create new mistakes in the process. But it's all hard. It's all hard because sometimes, you know, things innovate in a certain way and you don't necessarily realize what the knock-on effects of those things will be until it's kind of too late. Anyways. Linus says, with video doorbells, it's harder to deny anymore. True. True. It's harder to... It's like, you're gonna know, oh, it's that kid from down the road who's, like, messing with my house. Great. Samantha says, other courier services are usually very tight on the time they're given to get all their deliveries done, so they can't really afford to hang around much time because capitalism. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I do not blame the delivery drivers who just, like, drop a thing at the door and don't wait for you, because I recognize that they have, like, masses of deliveries to make and not very much time in which to do them. And potentially, they don't want to be doing this for 12 hours of the day. So if they can just, you know, if it'll just fit in the letterbox, or if they can just leave it by the door and then just, you know, go on their way, it's fine. And I have had deliveries turn up when I haven't been at home, and it's just, I get home and there's a box in front of the door. That's fine. As well. I think the worst time, and I feel like either, I don't know, maybe this driver was just bad, maybe this driver was just, it was the end of their shift and they were under a lot of pressure to get things done to a certain, like, deadline, but there was a time when they dropped not only the parcel that we were expecting, but also a handful of parcels for just, like, a different address on the same street. So, just dropped at my front door. And so, I just had to, like, I had to put on clothes that weren't my pajamas, get my shoes on, get my keys, get my phone, trudge down, find this address, you know, plop it at their front door, you know, ring, deliver. I'm not getting paid to do it, but I also understand this is entirely not the delivery driver's fault, because they are being given probably super impossible deadlines and quotas and stuff for their deliveries. It's part of the reason that, like, even, you know, sometimes on, like, commerce-y type websites, if you spend a certain amount, you'll get, like, next day delivery for free. Unless I genuinely need something very, very urgently. Like, for instance, if I needed something, like, super last minute urgently, right, like, maybe, like, yesterday or whatever, I know I'm going to be traveling tomorrow. So I would have to get next day delivery, otherwise it's not going to turn up in time, and it's going to be parked in front of my front door for potentially a couple of weeks, which is not great. But normally I won't select next day delivery, because I'm like, no, that puts the delivery service under undue amounts of pressure. I don't need it that quickly. You can take your time processing this. It's okay. I don't know if that actually makes a difference to them, but I just feel like I want them to be able to not stress about getting this to me for a certain day, because I don't need it that quickly. Okay. Sorry, not to talk about our ages in chat, because in general it's not a hard and fast rule, but I'd like to kind of discourage it, because I don't want any minors who shouldn't be watching, but I don't want any minors to out themselves and potentially endanger their safety. So across the board, I don't think it's a good idea to do. But I am having a significant birthday in about a week and a half, and it's one of those things where you just get new pains the older you get. And I just adjusted my posture and twanged something in my tummy, and it hurt real bad for a second. It's fine now, but it hurt real bad for a second. So that's why I made that noise. I do want to apologize for that. But I am about to hit a significant birthday, a nice round number, as you will. And part of the reason I'm going on this trip surrounding that day, I think, is to try and outrun any additional existential crises that may incur on top of my usual existential crisis, which is enough. Anyways. Many distractions has confirmed Sammy's house is now the post office. No! No, I was at the post office earlier today. Because, as I just mentioned, I'm going to be traveling for the next couple of weeks, which is why stream is going to be on hiatus for a couple of weeks, and it's also why I have closed my Ko-fi shop for the next couple of weeks. I don't want anybody to be placing orders when I'm not going to be around to ship the orders, because this is very much a one-person operation, packed and distributed and handwritten addresses all entirely by yours truly, which I then trundle down to the post office. So earlier today, I trundled down to the post office with the last orders that people placed before I put the shop into vacation mode. As such, wow, there was such a big queue. It was unpleasant. But also the person directly in front of me in the queue, because this is one of those little, instead of being like a standalone post office, it's one of those like post office counters that inside like a supermarket or another shop like that they have in like, you know, sort of like neighborhood type areas. So it's a post office that's inside a shop. And the lady that's in front of me in the queue has a shopping basket that has like tomatoes and a bottle of wine and, you know, like a packet of salad. And I'm like, you know, this isn't the queue to like purchase groceries, right? I was so scared that she was going to go up to the counter, put the basket on the counter and try and pay for her groceries at the post office. I genuinely was scared that that's what was going to happen. I was like, oh my god, what is wrong with you? No, she was doing some banking. But I'm like, why did you go buy groceries? Like, why did you go pick up groceries, put the groceries in your basket, then queue up at the post office counter, do some banking, and then she departed and continued her grocery shop? This feels weird to me. But maybe this is just the way that my brain works, where I kind of want to be able to do like one linear step and then the next linear step. So I would go to the post office, do some banking, and then pick up my groceries, then take my groceries to the checkout and do that. I don't want to do a transaction in the middle of another transactional task. Is this normal? Am I losing my marbles? I mean, my marbles are long gone, let's be real, but still, anyways. Samantha said, forced to get out of pajamas. That is just the worst, truly. But on the other hand, there are like ink stains on this shirt. There's like a hole. I just noticed there's another hole in this shirt. I can't wear this shirt in front of human people. But I can wear it to stream because I don't have a webcam on my face and therefore you can't see my terrible shirt it's got multiple holes. How does it have this many holes? This shirt is full of holes. I have no idea where these are coming from. I literally just wear it. But it's full of holes for unknown reasons. And it's also covered in paint stains. This is not for public consumption. My trousers are adorable, because my trousers are this adorable, like, floral pattern fabric that I would happily wear in public, but they are also technically pajama trousers. Anyways, blessed be the holy shirt. Ooh, yes, absolutely. It's not holy, it's holy. And it's very special to me. I would rather this shirt continue to get more holes than, for instance, put, you know, have another shirt that gets like a hole in it. Because this shirt is pre-ruined, so like it's fine. It's also a good shirt to paint in because again, it's got weird like paint stains on it everywhere. So it just makes sense to keep. Anyways, I've got this paper here because I wanted to let this layer like fully dry before we continue working with it. So I thought I would do a little guy. But we did this terrible drawing the other day or last week or whenever it was. This little guy, and I was like, oh, I enjoyed doing this little guy so much that I kind of want to do like a proper portrait of a little like sort of late 18th century goblin character. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think it's gonna be the same guy because I don't want to try and replicate the magic that was that character, but something in a similar vein I think would be fun. So maybe we can do a little Regency goblin lady. Why not? So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So give them a cute little goblin nose like that. I feel like that's a cute little goblin nose, but that's also really lopsided. So let's try and center it a little bit better. Am I okay? Artists out there. Am I the only person who draws like humanoid characters, sort of nose outwards? Because I always like to, for some reason, I seem to always like to do like nose first. I don't know. That's just my vibe. I just find it easiest, I think, to figure out where all of the other features want to be and how big all of the other features want to be once I have created a nice happy little nose. You know what I mean? I try to avoid the nose when I can, says Artrex. You just draw noseless characters, also valid. That's one of the things that's actually kind of a challenge for me. Like drawing especially the little guy from Hollow Knight. Doesn't really have much in the way of facial features. They've just got big eyes. And trying to imbue like emotion into that character with such like a minimum of details to work with, but also making sure that the eyes are always in the right place because they're literally the only feature on their face is interesting. You need a landmark to work from, says Samantha. Yes, that's it. That's it exactly. That's it. Yes, I do. Okay. How's that for a nose? Should I just stick with that nose and just go with it? I think that's a good little goblin-y nose. I think that's a good. So let's get some goblin-y eyes in there. And I don't know why when I do goblin, I just kind of the eyes be circles. They just be circles. You know, I think it works. Gonna get some cute little, maybe little goblin-y ears here. Are they symmetrical? Good enough. Okay, I think what is her expression going to be? I think I'm gonna go for just kind of, I don't know. That's a little bit too single brain cell. I was going for enigmatic. I got as far as one brain cell. Do they need to be symmetrical? No, they don't. I think asymmetry is very goblin coded. Yeah, for sure. I agree, Samantha. Let's see, a little. That's still a little bit single brain cell, but honestly, it's kind of a vibe. I kind of love her already, so let's just go with it. And she needs a chin. Yay! Oh, good. I love her already. Ah, pretzels. Okay. Now, what would her hair be doing? I think I'm gonna kind of go for a. Oh shoot! Wrong number. 1790s, not 1890s. There we go. Okay. Sort of a floof, but we're kind of moving into the territory where they've got somewhat more sleek updos. So I'm gonna give her just some like just some of these curly little wisps on either side because that feels like the vibe. Just some little happy little face framing curls. Very cute. And then the rest of her hair is going to be kind of popped up into a nice sort of a little puff ball of an updo, as you do. There we go. Oh, it's cute. I think I want to kind of just adjust this hairline because it's very like just a line. Maybe just soften it down a little bit like that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's better actually. I am going to take a quick BRB and then we will come back and I think this should be dry enough to continue working on it. Thank goodness, because I want to get it done. So we'll be right back. Enjoy the BRB music in the meantime. There it is. And I'll be back in a minute. You're all breathtaking. Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm back. Hi. Here we are. Hello. Hello. Say hello to my juice, everyone. I got that. It matches my cup. It's almost the same color as the cup. It's tropical. It is tropical fruit juice with kale, which is why it has a bit of a greenish cast to it. And it's also really thick. I didn't expect when I bought this to be like a thick juice, but it's a thick juice. You cannot taste the kale, which is almost kind of disappointing. It's not quite green enough to be able to taste the kale, which is probably fine. But it is actually quite sweet. But it's nice. It's nice. It's got like pineapple-y sort of vibe. Hello, Juice, says Stals. It does not say hello because Juice cannot speak. But I'm sure it appreciates the sentiment. So thank you. I'm going to put this away. Tap. And I'm going to bring this one back, which is the Shadow Black set of lovely Japanese Gansai paints, which I love to paint with. They're very fun. Okay. So I want to try something. Chat, do you want to try something weird? Because I want to try I kind of want to try something weird for this, because when I look at the background of this scene, there's all of these like leaves and stuff, and they're quite detailed, and I'll be honest, I don't really want to go into that much detail with them, because no, just no. That feels like a lot. But what I kind of think would be potentially cool instead is to kind of just give the effect with like somewhat more of a minimum of actual texture, because I do want this to be I think one of the things that I'm liking about some of the pieces I'm doing this month is the way that I'm just kind of letting the actual texture of the paints and the paper and stuff, using that as a feature, I think is making for some fairly effective pieces. I hope in my kingdom Juice will speak. Join me in my quest, says Silly. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Truly, truly, truly amazing. Okay, so I'm actually gonna, the green is kind of like a murky green, and it's not quite the green that I want, but the blue I think is a little bit too blue. So I'm actually gonna be mixing some of this greenish black with some of the bluish black to get a somewhat more, so it's not just putting blue on top of like a green backdrop, but it's actually got some greenness to it. I'm hoping will look effective and cool. I might actually take out one of my little swatch sheets and just swatch out this like puddle of mud I've just made to see what it looks like when it's painted out. So let me grab that real quick. Do a little testy-do. So let's see. That's mostly green and quite muddy. So I think I want to add a little bit more blue back into it. Can I just pick up most of this paint and kind of just scrape it off? Can I kind of just scrape it off of the paper? Yes, I can. Okay, yeah, that's really sort of like grayish green, so I think it needs more blue to do what I want. Okay. Because it is quite a bluish green actually when you look at it in game. So I think more blue, please and thank. And let's stir it up again. Now that I've... Oh my god, I am absolutely gonna run out of blue before I run out of anything else in this palette. It's wild. Anyways, what did I miss while I was on BRB? Did I miss anything exciting? Did you guys get up to anything fun? It's lovely to be back. I realize I was only gone for like maybe 2 minutes, but still. Okay. I mean, weirdly combining the green and blue is kind of just turning it gray, which is a little surprising. And I'm kind of wondering if I should add some of this turquoise into it. Would that be weird? I mean, yes, it would be. But would it be good weird? Maybe? It might be a good weird, so I'm gonna do it. And see what happens. And if it's bad, we can just blot all this up and pretend it never happened. Actually, yeah, I think that's neat. I think that's neat. We'll do it. Okay, but that's really dark now, so... I want to kind of put down a lighter amount of it, I think. So, I've watered this bit down a bit. Let's see, is that... Yeah, it's quite watered down. Okay, cool. So, I'll start from there. And, let's see how we get on. But there's something I want to do with, especially sort of the background area with this layer. Is to try and give it a little bit of texture while still not going in for like the full like leaf texture of the actual game environment, because I just feel like in this style that we've been working in, going into that much detail might actually detract, and also I don't want to. Sometimes I just don't want to, and that's okay. I'm kind of avoiding this bit because this bit, especially sort of Isma's face here, is a bit lighter than the rest, so I kind of want to just sort of fade into it here, if I can. So just get as much of this gubbins as I can out of the brush, and then just kind of fade in. Just sort of fade in. I might actually take a clean brush with a little bit of this murky paint water and just fade it in like that. Okay, yeah, actually I think that's quite effective. Cool. So the other thing that I was going to do is just to take my brush, get as much paint of it out as I can, and then just kind of see if I can get it to just fill it with water, and then see if I can just get it to like drip, just drip. Doesn't want to drip. Okay, I'm gonna take this. No, this brush is too small. Hold up. I'm gonna take this brush, fill it up with water, and see if I can just get it to like drip. See if I can get those, if those drips will do anything interesting to the like background textures. Okay, well that drip is just running into the other drip because the paper is a little bit warpy. So that's great. Well, you know what? We're learning. We're learning here. Also, I think the paint had started to dry quite a bit, so the drips aren't doing as much as I'd kind of hoped that they would. Which is a little disappointing. Maybe I should switch to using my big boy brush and just... Yeah, big boy drips. Come on. Come on. It is... Oh, this water does not want to... Does not want to leave. It is hanging on for dear life. Come on. Come on. Come on. Gravity wants you to leave. There we go. Oh, man, that's so dirty, though. Oh, this paint water's so dirty now. Oh, no. It's not really... I think it's, Oh my god, last stream ever, says Dan? No! Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is the last stream for a couple of weeks, Dan. Also, hi, Dan. Welcome in. Many Distractions says, my quest for a chocolate milkshake is complete. Huzzah! Ooh, nice. Nice, nice. I'm gonna kind of just blot those up. because they didn't quite do what I wanted. My paint water is really murky now, so I'm actually going to just swap it out for some clean water and see if that helps. Moment! Oh, that was a stupid move. I could conceivably have saved up that paint water, popped it into these little Citadel color bottles, and just call it a shade. I love your drips, says Maggie. Thank you. Samantha says, yes, last stream ever. Don't worry though, Forever is ending soon and we are rebooting Time next week. Yay! Well, that's something at least. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually kind of darken down some of this backgroundy stuff even more. Just especially kind of in this area. Just get real wet. Just get wet. Get real wet. Okay? Thank you. And then I'll kind of fade down the edges as well. But just wash that off with some nice clean paint water. Then maybe I can do some nice displacey drips. Fun. I don't know how these are going to spread out and what they're going to do, but I'm just hoping for maybe some weird texture. I don't know. Okay. Clean little brush. And once again, just fading these edges down so we don't get a hard edge with it. Wow, it looks super weird. Does it look good? I don't know. Anyways, I might just kind of, oh, that is so wet now. Hold up. I might just do a little wiggle to kind of fade these bits down as well. Kind of into the floor, into the ground. That is too wet. That is way too wet. Oh my goodness, the canvas is so wet now. How am I going to do any more painting when it's this wet? Ah, beans. Ah, beans. But hopefully all this wetness will give us cool textures, and that is what I am very much hoping for. I might want to just take an entirely dry brush and just kind of pick up some of the wetness here and there, just so it dries a little bit faster. Because I also am literally going to the airport at like 7 a.m. tomorrow. So I don't really have time to finish this other than this one stream. So, yeah. Dan says, so time will forever be divided into before Toronto and after Toronto. Yes. During Toronto is a weird liminal time. Anyways. I'm looking forward to visiting Toronto. There is a subway station that somehow I've never been to that seems really heckin' cool. It's a part of the city that I've just never had to get off at that station, so I didn't realize that the station itself is quite cool. So I'm quite looking forward to visiting that and finding out what it's all about. And, yeah, I know. It's like, oh, what are you really looking forward to on your trip? Like, you know, seeing some interesting sights, going to museums, eating good food, visiting with friends and family. No, I'm looking forward to visiting the subway station on Spadina Road. I'm normal. Anyways, but no, I am looking forward to seeing other stuff and spending time with some friends and family and, you know, eating good food and all that jazz. But I am also looking forward to things like riding around on public transit, because, well, your girl's got a special interest, okay? And I'm going to indulge it. Anywho, that needs to sit down for a minute, because it's too wet to work with. So, gonna give that a couple minutes to dry, and then we shall continue on with it. Now, I don't know what this lady's name is yet, but I love her. Anywho, I also did make us reservations for, I don't know what I'm doing on my actual birthday day, which is the 25th, by the way, just in case you're keeping track. I I will be doing a birthday stream when I get back at some point. It'll probably be on the Thursday, I think, because on the Monday I'm going to be way too discombobulated just trying to remember how to stream, let alone doing any kind of like fun birthday activities. But I would like to do a birthday stream because I don't know, it's fun. Anyways. But I made reservations at I tried to find a restaurant that A had really good reviews and accolades, B wasn't insanely expensive, and C wasn't just the kind of food / experience that would make my partner and I uncomfortable, you know? Like going to places where like it's a tasting menu and it's kind of an experience instead of just sitting down and getting a really good plate of food. No. No, I don't. Nope. Also because usually those total in the 3 figures and it takes hours and it's just too much food. No, it's too much pressure to enjoy it if it's that expensive, so pass. But additionally, I wanted to find some place that, you know, I feel like is gonna feel fairly confident it's gonna be good. So, there's this restaurant that does mostly pasta. It's run by 2 ladies who are a couple. So I'm supporting an LGBT owned business, which I also appreciate, and also it's got a lot of good reviews and accolades and stuff. And if it turns out to actually be really good, I'll let y'all know to go to there when you're in Toronto. Oh, also most of the menu is plant-based, which I love. Because oftentimes I'll be looking on restaurant menus and be like, oh, wow, yeah, there's one thing that doesn't have meat in it, and it's got something I'm allergic to. Yay! But when most of the food is vegan, it's more than likely that I might actually have 3 or 4 menu items to choose from, which feels really good. Anyways, During Toronto sounds like an emo band, says Dan. Oh my god. Lunar, hello, sweet friend. They say, Sammy, I was truly just gonna lurk, but when I joined, you were in the middle of, I'm normal, and accurate. I mean, it's mood, right? Anyways. Hi, Lunar, it's lovely to see you, my dear friend. I really hope you're having a good Thursday. Hell yeah. Many Distraction says, I'm sure they do great sandwiches. Actually, interestingly, the person who, the owner of this restaurant that I'm going to in Toronto, they started out doing, like, a sandwich truck, I think. Now they have this, like, beautiful sort of, like, semi-upscale but casual but not horribly expensive, like, pasta restaurant. For some reason. Anyways. Oh, Many Distractions. Hell yeah. We love and we love ladies. I know I do. I'm bi. Anyway. Oh, there was a question recently that I saw on my Mastodon feed, which was questions about to what length of time does bi-monthly refer, and you know, is it every second month or is it twice a month? And the answer is neither of these. Bi-monthly obviously refers to attracted to one's own month and also other months. You know, like the 12 genders. My gender is May. Hello. Oh my goodness, I'm so stupid. Anyways, what is that? Okay, I want to put this little lady in a type of dress that I have been wanting to make for myself for a really long time, and I'm trying to remember the, yes, okay, yes. The portrait is by Hugh Douglas Hamilton, and the lady is probably Lady Charlotte MacDonald, 3rd Countess of Antrim, and I heckin' love her dress so much that I'm gonna show you on stream, because, pretzels, it's all Alba, what are you doing? Well, I suppose it's time for the old-timey mid-Atlantic accent for the next 5 minutes. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, allow me to attempt to share with the class one of these, the sort of vibe that I'm going for with this look. I really want to. I'd very much like to have one of my own of one of these. Doesn't it just look so wonderfully comfortable, but also elegant? Just a lovely combination of it's not too restrictive of movement, and it's very sort of voluminous and looks like a very comfortable fabric. All that jazz. Anyways. Oh, many distractions says confirmed by month is every month. Absolutely, it certainly is in this house. Now then, so that's what I'm going to draw. Whilst I also check on how wet is my painting. That's a normal thing to say. What a fun novel utterance that is. How wet is my painting? It sounds like a really terrible a terrible sort of breakfast radio segment. Now then. Right, how am I going to do this? Right, so. This lass has, predictably, a neck. Most people do. And so do goblins. Anywho. Then we've got sort of nice soft shouldery situation, I think. How does she want to be now? Now the lady in this portrait that I'm looking at sort of has one hand sort of on her face like that. Do I want to do something like that? Do I think that'd be fun? Do I think that might make it a bit interesting? Yes, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Why not? Why not? Or should Do I like it? No, I don't think I do. I think I take it back. This is why I don't normally do the sketch stage of things on stream, because it gets a little bit silly. Gets a little bit what should we say? We descend into the kind of very indecisive hijinks and shenanigans and possibly even tomfoolery that I don't know is entertaining to other people, but I do try my best. Truly, I do. Now, the neckline of this dress is quite interesting. It kind of comes down like that, and then it kind of joins together here, and then this bit kind of overlaps down into the waistband, which is just under the bosom of the dress, so just under the chest instead of sort of right round where the tummy is, and I think just to keep things nice and easy, we'll just have hands sort of folded in front, shall we? Just happy little goblin hands, just folded in front. Right, fairly fitted sleeves, so that's nice and easy. And just a couple of happy little goblin hands. I do like goblins, you know. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am quite a fan of the goblin as a creature and as a friend-shaped people. I play a goblin in a dungeon dragon session that I do on the regularly, and it does make me feel quite happy to get to be that little creature every once in a while. They are a lot of fun. At least I think they're a lot of fun. I don't know if my adventuring party would agree. I don't know if my dungeon master would agree. But I think so. I hope they agree. I'm having fun. Oh no. Well, now I'm worried. Now that is, if I do say so myself, a pair of folded hands. Wonderful. Now then, I need to pop in the waistband of this dress. A little bit of roundness for the chest, like so. And then it's tied just at the waist here with a little sash. So let's pop that in as well. Right. Now, anyways, agree goblins can be fun, says many distractions. Hell yeah. It's just nice getting to be a little guy, you know? Like this little guy. I think like, look at her. She's just a little guy. She is absolutely just a little guy. And I love her very much. I don't know what her name is, but she's great. And I'm very happy that we're getting to meet her today. There we go. Yay! Portraiture! Good stuff. So the sleeve probably caps like that, and then this is just gathered right up into the waistband and also into the shoulder. I think that's one of the things I find really appealing about the construction of this type of gown, is that it really kind of just feels like it's just a large volume of fabric, sort of arranged somewhat rectangularly, that's just kind of been gathered into a waistband and at the top, and sort of manipulated into like a neckline, and then you put sleeves on it, and that's it. That's the dress. And I like things that are that simple, you know, like this elegant, beautiful gown. It's just rectangles. Dress is just rectangles. It's nice and easy. Anyways, Lunar says, Sammy, I love playing D&D with you, and so does Storm. No, I love playing D&D with you, and so does Unar, so there. Hang on, let me see if I can... Hello? What's up, bro? Anyways, that was them. They were obviously affecting the coolest stance possible and wearing their badass leather biker jacket, because that's the kind of vibe that my, D&D character has. I made the coolest character possible, and you can tell that they're super edgy because they're wearing a leather biker jacket, and they're absolutely not just a big massive dork. But anyways, yeah, this is a little sort of 1790s style goblin, just for funsies. Anyways, Alba wants to know, how's your group's thing been going? We're currently in a very interesting place on our side. Am I permitted to? I don't want to spoilies in case we've explored things that you guys might explore later. So I don't want to say too much. But I'm certainly having fun. But I'm gonna miss a session because I'm gonna be away in another country with unreliable internet and unknown schedules. And I think the next scheduled dungeon is it I think we'll be sleeping through it because we'll have jet lag. So we're gonna miss it. My partner / the Warforged monk of our group are both going to miss the next session. So I don't know. Personally, my goblin sorcerer and my partner's Warforged monk will be excitingly exploring the nearest cafe, and I don't know. I order a coffee, roll for deliciousness, you know? Oh no, the coffee's a little bit over roasted. It was a little bit under extracted and tastes a little sour. You know, that kind of thing. Fun stuff. Anyways, Lunar says 2 sessions without Kukai is just more chaos for him to have to justify returning to. I'm sure whatever he comes back to, he'll be like, what the hell have you guys done? 2 sessions without owner is heart-wrenching. Oh no, they're there in spirit. They're just off somewhere enjoying a really good cup of coffee, hopefully. I will roll for deliciousness, so I'll let you know whether or not the coffee was good. But they'll probably come back and say, you know, what the hell have you guys been doing? What's going on? What's this? What the heck? Huh. Okay, well listen, I think I've got some snacks somewhere in my pockets, and then they'll give you snacks to make everything better. The trouble with painting over this is that I now can't see where all of the texture I sketched in was. Because the paint has covered up my pencil line, so I'm gonna have to kind of make educated guesses as to where the paint needs to go. I'm gonna start with over on this end. Just because it's drier over here because I tried to add some texture over here and I don't think it really worked, but it's fine. Never mind. Listen, I tried something. It just looks a bit granular, and honestly that's fine too. But we've got some like leaves here, and I am gonna just kind of fill in these little leafy areas. And they've got some little veins and stuff, so I will give them some little leafy veins, but these are a little bit more foregroundy than the sort of blurry background stuff over there, so I do kind of want it to actually have a little bit of, definition kind of thing. I think that would be good. And then this will all kind of fade into darkness. I'll add some darkness. Ooh, nice. Linus says, good news. I finished the library map and it has a coffee shop. Oh, hell yeah. I worked in a public library for years, and one of the things I was saddest about was that we didn't have a coffee shop. I had to go all the way across the street to get a mediocre cup of coffee, and then eventually that cafe closed, and I had to walk, across downtown, basically. It was awful. Anyways, it also has a whole lot of slightly cursed things. Ooh, interesting. Yes. Theo says, I've only just met Ona, and I'm 100% in agreement with this. Oh, y'all. Know you. I love my D&D party. I'm very blessed with very cool people to go on little adventures with. If you've never done a D&D, I recommend it. It's a very fun time. If you, especially, try and find like a group of people that you mesh with in terms of vibe and play style, and it is so rewarding. It really is. I've done, obviously I've got sort of an ongoing campaign that I'm a part of right now, but if you definitely, if you haven't done it and you think it might be something that you might enjoy, consider just dipping your toe in if someone is thinking of running just a one-shot session, because that's obviously the pressure is not so much because you're just embodying that character for a couple of hours, and don't worry about not knowing all of the things, because there is the breadth of Dungeons and Dragons is enough such that nobody knows all the things. Everyone has to look stuff up, including your DM. So genuinely don't worry about it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to look stuff up. And if you try something and it turns out that it's not something that you're able to do, your DM will let you know, and then you can just try something else. It's all good. If you don't know what to do, you can ask your party. Be like, is there something that I could do to help out one of y'all? There are lots of things that you can do. It's all good. It's so fun. And I love to do it. I've been thinking about whether or not I want to actually try. I don't think I could ever be a DM of a long running ongoing thing, just partially because of, I don't know, I just don't think I've got the skills for it. It takes a lot of very special skills, and the effort and world building and knowledge and all kinds of cool stuff that DMs do is very impressive. But I think I could maybe run a one shot sometime, and I think that might be fun. So I think I might try and do that someday. But we'll see. Anyways. Samantha says, I enjoy D&D. I am not enjoying the fact that Wizards of the Coast seem determined to tank their reputation as a company so hard I never want to touch their products again. I mean, I feel that. I also feel that's a sentence that makes sense. I feel that is I have tried occasionally to, like, use D&D Beyond to do my, like, character sheet and character management and stuff. But I always seem to pick something that costs extra. It's like, listen, I already own the book, but also, like, just let me do the thing. And they're like, oh, if you want to do that, you need to own this guide. And I'm like, no. I don't want to buy extra stuff. I just want to be able to do this thing. And I do find that kind of frustrating. Especially because I think Goblin isn't a, like, standard. You have to pay extra for the Goblin character type on D&D Beyond. And so I think my partner actually bought me the Goblin type on D&D Beyond, and then it turned out that, that you also, that my character's class type also costs extra, so I still wasn't able to use D&D Beyond. So I do feel that frustration for sure. But I don't know. I'm quite content to play in the sandbox that is Dungeons & Dragons and just not actually give wizards any more of my money. Like, I'm happy with that. Alva says, I actually have a couple different ideas for games I want to do at some point, but I'm too worried that A, nobody will want to join, or B, people do join and it's bad. I mean, if like the vibes are off, you can always just kind of run a couple of, run a couple of sessions, find that, like, you're not really enjoying it, and just stop. Like, that's allowed. But I feel that. I think a lot of the success of a good D&D, campaign or whatever, it does kind of lie with getting the right set of people with the right kind of game type. Because I've heard chit chat from people before who were fairly serious sort of D&D playing folks that I know, and I'm just like, oh, I would not want to play at your table. Ooh, Silly says, pro tip, add file type :PDF after the Google search. Yep. It is amazing the stuff you can... There's a great Tumblr master post that's just got all kinds of really, really cool and useful resources for if you want to play this kind of stuff. Vibes off, rocks fall, everybody dies. Yeah, just... if you do a couple sessions and you find, oh, the vibes are super off and I'm not enjoying playing with this group of people, just total party wipe. There we go. Yay! Sorry, everybody. I guess that's it for this campaign. Luna says, my Thursday friends use D&D Beyond, but one friend has all the books, so they form the campaign and we share the purchases. There you go! Yay! I mean, if it works, it works. It's all good. Oh, okay, that's very dark. I was not expecting that to be that much darker. That's okay. I just wanted to pop some leaves coming out of this funky little vine that's coming out of the ground here. But also I want to darken down this floor, if I can. But yeah, there was someone I saw talking who I know is, like, does Dungeon Dragon and other such RPG type things quite a lot, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they were, like, describing the type of world that they like to create when they're playing a Dungeon Dragon, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound fun to me. I mean, it might be, but their whole deal is that, like, they prefer that, like, the player characters are humans, and if you want to play as a different, like, creature type, there's going to be, like, consequences, and I'm like, if I'm going to be playing in a fantasy land that has, like, talking birds and talking frogs and cool elves with pointy ears and stuff, why the flip am I going to want to play as a boring-ass human? And I know a lot of people, like, create really fun, interesting human characters, but it's just not for me, personally. Given the chance, given the choice, I will absolutely 100% be something else cool, you know? Because that is fun to me. There are humans who prefer to be humans, says Lunar. Why would you not be anything else? Yeah, my first D&D character was a Firbolg, because I was like, I want to be 8 feet tall, and kind of like purple, and wear a flower crown, and have a husband who's like a 4 foot tall dwarf. And I loved our characters so much that my husband's character was played by Twitch user Sledge Callier, who I am married to IRL, because of course. But our characters were also married, which was very fun and cute. And we what was I saying? Brain, come on. Just adding in some funky sort of root textures to make it feel kind of tree-ish. I don't know what's the deal with these vines, but yeah, just throwing in some funky vine textures and we'll see what we end up with. But yeah, Samantha says there are people who like to play human fighters, which is, you can just go outside and do that, she says. I mean, I am not going to disagree with you on that. I think there are, you know, in terms of like, I think the game mechanic does kind of give you interesting things to do to make up for the fact that you're a boring old human fighter, but you're still a boring old human fighter. You know? And as much as, like, you can definitely craft an interesting character around that, and I've known people who've crafted very interesting characters around being a human fighter, for sure. But it would definitely not be my first choice, like, ever. And if I were considering joining a campaign and the DM was like, you have to be a human, I'd be like, okay, but why, though? You know? But also, I mean, if that's the world that they want to build, then, you know, I respect that. But also, sounds boring to me. But, you know, what do I know? I guess I just want to pretend to be some kind of creature. I don't know. That's just my idea of a good time. But different people have different interests and different play styles. And so for some people, the world and, like, the world narrative that they want to create makes more sense if the player characters are humans, and the other types of creatures you just sort of encounter and maybe have adversarial relationships, because that's the kind of world that we're building here. You know, if that's your deal, you want to create something that's a little bit grittier, a little bit more realistic. Okay, sure, go off, I guess. I want to exist in a fantasy land where, like, oh, I go to a fun little... You know, I go to a fun little, like, I don't know, you go to a bookshop and there's little paper dragons flying around, you know? It's whimsical. I just like whimsy, I guess. I would like to playing with people who have a sense of whimsy. I think you can probably tell that I have a sense of whimsy. Gestures at my entire body of artwork. Alva says, playing a human fighter could be fun, though. Just running around fighting humans. Yes, exactly. There are two types of human fighters that make sense to me, in my opinion, says Samantha. First-time players trying to learn the game without adding too much additional RP load on top of that. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it does cut potentially a bit of complication out, especially at lower levels, if you're not having to deal with, like, worrying about spell slots and that kind of thing. Playing as a character who does mostly, like, runs up and punch things makes sense. Also, fighters do get some fun, interesting features, especially as they go up in levels as well. So, like, fighter, fun. Human fighter, I think they do give you some interesting things to do with human to make up for the fact that you're just a person, in terms of stuff you can do, but I don't really know that much about it because, I don't know, it's been very rare that anyone in my, in any of the parties I've been in has actually elected to be a human. But yeah, I mean, in part it depends on the kind of world that you're trying to build. But personally, I don't know. Please let me be Goblin? Please let me be Goblin. Or, like, oh, the one time, there was a one shot where I was a water genasi, but I was like, why are all of, like, the half-something creatures half-human and half-something else? Why could the water genasi not be half, water elemental, half-halfling? So, my water genasi was a halfling. So they were just a bit tall for a halfling, and I kind of tried to balance the genasi features versus halfling features to make sure that they weren't, like, over or underpowered. It was actually really fun to craft a character in that way. It was very, like, home cooked. And thankfully the person who's running the campaign was just, like, looked at my character sheet and was like, yeah, that's cool. Because I could see some people being like, yeah, but I feel like as long as you're mindful about it, that's fine. Personally. But yeah, anyways, 2 types of human fighters that make sense to me. First time players trying to learn the game without adding too much additional RP load on top of that. And really experienced role player who's using it to deconstruct the archetype, says Samantha. Hell yeah. Also fun. Silly says, I like the Dimension 20 campaigns where they're just people being funny since they're all comedians and theater kids. There's a few, I'm not super familiar with Dimension 20, but I think Dimension 20 features some people who are also in some podcasts I listen to that are also Dungeon Dragons that are quite fun. So yeah, good time. Though I don't know if I'd want to do a Dungeon Dragon podcast because being under pressure to not only do, like, Dungeon Dragon but also be funny feels scary to me. Doing one of those at once is enough. Every once in a while I come up with, like, a sick pun, but, you know, I don't want to feel like I have to be funny. Samantha says, the Genasi race always makes me want to create an all Genasi campaign. All the 4 tribes of Genasi living in harmony, but then everything changes when the fire Genasi attacked. Oh! I did not know where that was going until the end, and I love it. Thank you, Samantha. Rick says, I was forced to be a human. If I was forced to be a human, I would show up with a build all designed to make me a very average businessman, but not like a salesman. Something like an accountant or an administrative assistant, with a class and skills chosen to make my day-to-day more convenient. Oh, that sounds nice. Love that for you. Okay. Can I get a little bit more value onto these funky sort of lines I'm crafting here? Okay. This is going to not look exactly like it does in game, and you know what? I feel like that's fine. I personally feel like that's fine. Eddie, thank you very much for the lurk, for the hydrate, and for the posture check. Let me do all of them. Oh, my back. Woof. Nice big sip of my tea. Samantha says, I'm also the type of person who's written a one shot of 4 people playing Turtle Monks aged between 13 and 19. I know this, and I love you. It is very silly and very good. Hell yeah. Okay. So how am I gonna do this? So we've got this funky little mess of vines coming down. I don't know why I started singing that, I'm sorry. Just a little curly Q on the end there, and then we'll get some fun kind of vine texture coming out of this. It's just a mess of vines. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just adding texture now. So, texture, yay, background, I don't know. I do want especially Isma's face to kind of stand out nicely. So I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. It's a little darker. I think I can also take up the tape now because I would really like to rotate this to get it where I want. There we go. Okay. Kindly Isma. She's trying her best. I figure she looks like she's just sort of taking a nap here, hanging out in Isma's tree. At least that's what I like to tell myself. That's what's going on here. But yeah. Anywho. Funky sort of tendril situation going on. This is kind of going to fade into the background as well, which is hopefully cool. I hope it'll be cool. Okay. And now I need to get these I can't see all of the lines that I made for these drips, which is really annoying, but I'm going to try and figure out where they were and just paint them back in. Because I had all these nice sort of weird drippy sort of viney situation coming out of the ceiling that looked really cool, and then it kind of got misplaced. So I'm just gonna have to, I can't see where most of it was, so I'm just kind of making an educated guess. Like, I could see that one, so at least that was something. Sort of filling in stuff across the top of this, hopefully keeping it interesting. As always, the sort of the manufacture of randomness is very interesting to try and like creating something deliberately to make it look like it was random. I find a weirdly satisfying, but also sometimes quite frustrating challenge. But now that I'm at this point as well, I want to make sure that kind of the drips kind of cover the sort of bits where everything starts to kind of fade. So like this area, especially. And then just kind of fade up and out to there. Like so. Yay! Just gives everything a little bit more texture. Hopefully makes things a little bit more interesting. Anyways. Alva's got a character who's a turtle named Raffi, who's now in his late 30s and is definitely just a regular guy who runs a pizza shop. Oh my god! Oh my god, I love it! For anyone who isn't familiar with the Dungeon Dragon type situation, a turtle is basically, it is what it sounds like. It is a turtle guy. It is a when I say a turtle guy, obviously guy being gender neutral, it's just a turtle person, basically. Which is very, very fun, I reckon. Gonna drop some more, just sort of random leaves here and there, because I think that they are cute. And I think, why wouldn't there be more leaves? So just adding a couple of leaves here and there, just to make it feel especially sort of verdant, I suppose, might be the word. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I've added too many leaves now, so I have to commit. Oh no. There. Okay. I think I've balanced it out now. There's also some just hanging vines from somewhere in the background back there, so not adding a lot of detail to these, just some little leafy doots. We love a leafy doot in this stream. Leafy doots, flowery doots, other types of doots. All the doots are good doots. It's very useful to be able to just add a doot sometimes, you know? Again, I want this to kind of be receding into the shadows, so if I can create some darkness sort of around the edges here, just kind of darken it down a bit. I'd actually bring in this slightly bigger brush to kind of fade it in. Fade it out, fade it in, you know? But certainly this area in the game is kind of, this bit is kind of receding into shadows here, so I wanna pop some shadows in. Where the treaty bits are kind of fading into. So I'll pop some darker pockets of color up here, and then we will we'll fade them in. Anyways, Flurble, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. It is very nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I might add just a little bit more color just to the very edges, and then just kind of drag it in. Like so. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. I'm just kind of concentrating, actually. It was quite loud and chatty for a bit, and now I'm just sort of concentrating, just working on it. I'm aware of the fact that I need to go pack when I finish streaming. I'm gonna have a nice salad for dinner, and then I need to do some packing. So yay! Honestly, not feeling too much pressure about packing, if I'm honest, in part because it looks okay. It looks quite dark on this end now, but it will dry down to be a little bit lighter than that, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'm not too concerned about packing, because obviously, like, if in the unlikely event that I forget anything, I'm going to a place that has shops. You know, if you forget toothpaste, like, there's a supermarket. I can buy toothpaste. If I don't bring enough shirts, you know, I can get a shirt. I can also do laundry, where I'm going, so, like, it's all fine. So I'm honestly not too super worried, which is kind of nice. But it does need to be done, obviously. I don't want to not pack anything and just show up and be like, okay, let's go shopping, because that's just a colossal waste of money. You want to bring as many things as you can. Yeah. Okay. I need to pull up a reference of what color is Dung Defender. I think I more or less know, but I want to make sure that I get it right, because I love this character, and I very want to do them justice, because they're really stinking cute. You'll see how cute they are in just a second, because they're really stinking cute. Anyways. Okay. First of all, let's clean the heck out of this brush, and most of their body is sort of a faded red color. Apart from their arms and antlers and face. So I think I can kind of just fill that in with our reddish black, which is a nice muted red when it's watered down, which is perfect. Like, honestly, all of the colors of this Gansai paint set are just so perfect for Hollow Knight characters and environment, because they are all that sort of, they are colors that exist, but they're all quite muted. Okay, yeah, it's all that red color apart from the antlers, arms, face, and that weird sort of little tuft at the bottom of his tummy. Which I'm not sure if does that imply that this red, that this red is actually, all of this red stuff is like armor that he's wearing, and actually if he takes that off, like, his body is just fluffy. And there's just a little bit of it poking out at the bottom of his tum-tum from his clothes, because that's funny. I've never really thought about it until just now. But he does have that little fluffy tuft, and I don't really know what the deal is with it. I feel like that's a real personal question, so I don't want to ask. But also, you know, I think his fluffy tuft is cute, so let's establish that first and foremost. It's a very cute fluffy tuft. I also like saying fluffy tuft. There is a Cocteau Twins song called Fluffy Tufts. Very good. Yes, I am an old goth. Shut up. Anyways. Oh, speaking of Cocteau Twins end up on a lot of appropriate playlists that I make when I'm working on like writing or something, just because I'm a fan. But as much as I like, you know, buying music directly from artists, like on Bandcamp or whatever, just for like the making and listening to of playlists, I do use Spotify. And you know, like the annual Spotify statistics that you get. Last year, my most listened artist on Spotify, like you can tell that I'm a pretty serious music listener / enjoyer, because my most listened artist on Spotify last year was Capcom Sound Team. Because I've really gotten into listening to the soundtrack music from a couple of like early Mega Man games, namely Mega Man sort of 1 through 3, especially which one is it? I think the theme tune from 3 is my favorite. Which is very normal of me and very cool. But as a consequence of this, my most listened artist according to my Spotify statistics last year was Capcom Sound Team. The previous year, I think my most listened artist was either Dead Can Dance or Hani Arani, which feels like it tracks more with most of my sort of listening interests, you know? Sort of soft things with interesting vocals and a lot of, like, very cinematic sort of piano music. That sounds like the kinds of things that I want to make, that I want to put in the soundtracks of the films that I want to make. But, but no. Capcom Sound Team. Anyways, I've got Sony Sound Team in my top 10, says, silly, I was listening to the Bloodborne soundtrack too much. Hey, no such thing as too much. Listen. There is a lot of really beautiful video game music, obviously. Actually, and there was a piece that I wrote last summer, and 2 of the main bits of music that were on my, like, inspirational writing soundtrack for it were the themes from Queen's Gardens and Crystal Peak from Hollow Knight. So, there you go. Christopher Larkin, good job. And I do really like the music from Hollow Knight as well. There's some really good, atmospheric, pretty, fun, just all-around excellent music in this game. Oh, I wish this would dry faster because I want to get this. I have to finish this stream because I cannot do it. I don't have another time in which to do it, so it needs to get done right now. But this paint is, I think maybe it's just a little bit too full. I'm actually just going to pick up some of these like wet pockets of paint because I don't really need them for this area. I would really like this to dry at least enough that I can fill in the other bits and then do the line weight. So just gonna pull a little bit of that excess wetness out. And then I think the safest bit I can probably start painting is the antlers up here. I think all of the other features of this guy probably want to be done in purplish black, which is a sort of, it's like a soft, slightly violet-y gray. But I think it'll work well here. Also, I love this color. I will use it for his line weight as well. Because when it's like very dark, it is basically black, which is really useful. Anyways, I realize I'm not going to be here for a while after this stream. So, what do you guys have any fun, exciting plans coming up for the next little bit that you want to share? Cuz well, I won't be here to ask about them later on. I will be back in the first week of June, but I am taking a little break, and I will miss y'all very much in the meantime. But I think actually now would be a good time to shout out the Discord, because there's a channel in the Discord where if you stream, you can let us know when you're live, so folks can go check out your streams as well in your channel, and maybe find somewhere to hang out in my absence as well. Love that for them, love that for y'all. So please do feel free to, if you are members of this community, feel free to make use of that channel. I do try and, at the very least, lurk when I can in the streams of friends of the channel and people I know. I don't always have the mental cutlery to be chatty, but I may be there dropping a little lurky-loo. Yeah. Anyways. So that's a thing y'all can do. I'm sure you'll find ways of entertaining yourselves without me. I realize I'm not the number one source of entertainment on the internet by any stretch. So I feel like you'll probably be okay. But anywho. Alright, time to tackle this fluffy tuft. Oh, so fluffy! Such fluff! Anyways, and happy little face. Hey babe. My moderator / spouse just walked by, who I love very much. I feel like that needs a little more paint. Hold up. But not that much paint. Hold up. Ah! My hair got caught in my, my hair got caught in my camera arm. As you do. Very fun. Yeah, it can be a little bit. I don't want it to be too pale. There we go. Give him some whatever the Hallow Nest equivalent of melanin is. Dry that down a little bit. Okay. I think I can start in on the line weight. I'm going to use my finer brush for that, though. Because, I don't want to screw this up, because I want him to be... Well, I'll be completely lost without your Hollow Knight stream, says Samantha. Oh, no. I mean, you can always just play Hollow Knight. You can always just play Hollow Knight instead. Make your own commentary. I'm sure there will be somebody else out there streaming Hollow Knight as well. If you find anyone cool, feel free to recommend. Okie dokie. There we go. Little knee joint. Little foots. Oh, such cute little feet on this guy. I love him so much. I love him with my entire... I really... This guy is one of my favorite characters in the game. He's so much fun. He is so cute. His fight is super fun. It's like... It's just enough of a challenge when you encounter it in game without being, like, annoying. But also you can tell that he's having a really good time. And that just makes it super fun, I think. For me, anyways. I really enjoy the fights where you can tell that your adversary is like, yay, this is a good time, and I am enjoying just having a little, like, challenge / sparring session with you, as opposed to, like, I hate you, and I'm gonna murder you and be mean. But that's probably just because I'm, you know, a baby and I just want to be friends. One of my favorite things and mechanics in this game is just the fact that you get to make friends, so... There, make of that what you will, you know? Anyways. Okay, there's one little sort of arm puff. I'm scared to do his main body because it is basically just a perfect circle, and I can't remember what I used to kind of like trace the outline of to get the shape of it for this, but that's how I got the roundness of his body, because I am not good at drawing freehand perfect circles. But I tried. Okay. Aww. I love him. He's just so jolly. I just love this character. I really do. And honestly, I think one of my favorite things about this game is the friends you make along the way, because you do meet some really fun just like people, and it's just nice to kind of befriend them, you know? Okay, this bit's scary. Okay, the outline around his eye is a little bit thick, but I think it's okay. And some of them don't even try to kill you once, says Samantha. That's true. That's always a treat. So yeah, the outline around his eye is a little bit thick, but, it's really hard to get a nice fine line on some of these tiny details, even with my teeny tiny fine lining brush. Oh. But I think it's fine. I think it's cute. I think it's still cute. I think it's in keeping with sort of the line weight of the game's aesthetic as well. So, happy little antlers, and now I have to add in the little stripes on his arm, and then, okay, trying to do a nice circle shape for his beautifully spherical body, which, as a fellow sphere, I say, what a wonderful shape to be. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. The friend currently pictured does not fit within that category. This is true, but you know, this I can forgive because I love him. It's not to say there are things that there are things that love cannot forgive, but in this game, a boss fight is forgivable to me. If my friend tried to kill me in real life, we would not be friends. No. But this is Hollow Knight, so, you know. Anyways, his Dung Defender! Yay! Aww. Aww. This is threatening to cause a bit of a commotion in my emotions. It has to be said. I'm gonna pick up a nice thick amount of the bluish black, and I'm actually just gonna get a little bit of sort of a defining line of the ground, what he stand on here, because I think that'll help kind of pull the piece together. Okay, I feel good about this. I think this is good. Silly is doing a lurk. Have so much fun drawing. I'll be lurking. I'm finishing up very shortly. But thank you. Also have a fun time in Toronto. Thank you. I shall endeavor to do so. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to sign this piece. And I think that's it. I think that's the art. I think that's the stream. I think that's a wrap for me on Hollow Knight Art Month. It's obviously not a wrap on posting Hollow Knight art for Hollow Knight Art Month, because I've got a lot left to share. I will be posting this one later today. I will be posting, hopefully, the subsequent days' worth of artworks daily, unless I am unable to get online, in which case I will post it the next day. But I will attempt to do as best as I can. But I have completed Hollow Knight Art Month! Holy heck! So hopefully look forward to seeing those completed works from the subsequent days of the month as they unfold, or as near as I can. I'm gonna miss y'all so much. I am looking forward to having a nice time abroad, having a little break, doing some things, doing some exploring, going some places and seeing some things, and just chilling and not having to work for a bit. I'm going to take some art supplies with me, so I will be hopefully working on some art while I'm away. But in the meantime, I'll be in the Discord as well, so it's not like I'll be incommunicado. I just won't be live for a couple weeks. But I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna miss this, but it's only like 2 weeks. Remember, it's only like 2 weeks. I'm getting exceptionally sentimental for 2 weeks. So I will be back the first week of June for the regular schedule. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful rest of May if I don't see you around the internet or on Discord in the meantime. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for hanging out just in general. Thank you. You're all breathtaking. It's been a lot of fun. I should probably find someone for us to raid. I almost forgot to do that. I am very intelligent. Let me go take a quick look and see who's online so I can go have some dinner and pack. Hell yeah. Excuse me. Okay. I think I'm going to see if I can leave you in some very, very capable hands and hope that they're not just about to finish. We'll soon find out, I suppose. But let me take a look. If the raid thing will load. Please don't be about to finish. I'm just checking to make sure that they're not about to finish. I don't think they are. But it's not loading. Okay, rad. Okay, yeah. Oh, they're having a real chill time. Let's go have a real chill time. So, I will send you over there. Let's go hang out with Fletch, because Fletch is lovely. And I will pop a generic raid message in the chat. I will spell message correctly. I almost didn't. With some just a couple of ananas in the raid message. Feel free to grab that. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you don't, you can just say generic raid message. I will be back in June. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the month. I'll be on Discord and stuff in the meantime. Posting things, posting Hollow Knight Art Month over on Instagram, etc., etc. You're all breathtaking. Thanks for hanging out today. Hope to see you again soon. Have a good one. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. Goodbye. And good night.